Kupp might not make it to opening day with the Rams. Walker Buehler is headed to Oklahoma City, that poor bastard. And Julie Ertz retires not just from the women's national team, but from Angel City FC. Hi, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. Or afternoon report, depending on this weather, I'll tell you that. It's September 1st, 2023, and let us take a moment to state the obvious. The rent is too damn high, but we'll be happy. We'll talk some LA sports. If you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist, and by all means, comment. I'm back in Salt Lake City. They have finally decided to legalize conversations about things other than the Book of Mormon. So it's a beautiful time. Before we go through the news and notes, I want to let you know, side note, tonight I will be posting the second edition of Friday Night Chalk Talk. We're going to break down both USC and UCLA's games over the weekend. And by the way, the scoreboard. Well, that was quite a little tussle at the Ravine last night. Atlanta 8, Dodgers 7, the two heavyweights in the National League slugging it out. Mookie Betts homered twice. Ronald Acuna Jr. he topped that with a grand slam. Sucks for us. On to the next. Meanwhile, Seattle 72, Sparks 61. You remember how a few people were actually saying that the Sparks were peaking at the right time? There aren't many people who watch the WNBA regularly, but they were saying the Sparks were peaking at the right time. Yeah, that was cute. With the loss, LA now slides out of the playoff bracket if the postseason were to start today. The Sparks have 4 games left to slide into the postseason the way randos slide into my wife's DMs. Meanwhile, today, Atlanta's at the Dodgers again. Julio Urias is 11-7 with a 4.41 ERA. Max Fried is 5-1 with a 2.85 ERA. And Angel City FC will be at Kansas City at 5 o'clock. Cooper Kupp suffered a setback in his recovery from a hamstring injury. Sean McVay originally said it would be day-to-day, and then even that got opaque. Pretty bad. Maybe he'll be ready by opening day. Won't. He originally tweaked his leg, by the way, on August 1st. Quote, there's a difference between return to play and return to performance. We want return to performance for Cooper Kupp. We know how special a player, special of a person, and so we want to make sure we are smart with that and getting him back to feeling like the Cooper Kupp we all know, and that he's able to play the way he's capable of, whatever that is. Now, whether that is September 10th or not, we'll continue to monitor that and control what we can control. Yikes. Hey, here's another shocker about the Rams. Matthew Stafford's wife realizes talking about her husband on her podcast might be a bad idea. You know, we talked about this a day or two ago, about saying how he's having problems connecting with his younger teammates now, how they're all staring nonstop at their cell phones instead of bonding with teammates. Quote, probably the worst thing I've ever done when it comes to him, she said. You don't say. You don't say. Opening up the Rams locker room to yutzes like me who don't need to know. I don't need to know who's chummy with who, right? I don't need to know who the besties are. Athletes hate that stuff. They don't want people to know. By the way, if you did want to listen to it, her podcast is called The Morning After with Kelly Stafford. She named her podcast after the abortion pill. How ironic. Now, there have been a series of changes for the Rams on defense. We already knew that. Losses via trade, losses via free agency. Different players might mean changes to the schemes. The Rams, we just don't know how that's going to work out. What we can tell you, in the Rams' practices, games in the years past, they played tons and tons of zone, especially during their Super Bowl winning year. And even last year while they were defending the title, because what they were trying to do was limit the number of explosive plays and basically hope that the offense would just overwhelm everybody. But now, in practice, according to The Athletic, with all these younger defensive backs, the Rams are playing a ton of man-to-man. Should we read anything into that in terms of the play calling during the regular season? I have no idea. Defensive coordinator Raheem Morris hinted that they need to find out if the newbies can play aggressive man defense if needed. And besides that, LA might mix it up. Have half the zone be half the field be zone, and maybe one or two players go man to man. For example, there's a position called the dime linebacker, and it's not a linebacker. That player's a safety. In this case, by the way, the safety would be Quentin Lake. Lake would line up literally right on the line of scrimmage like he's a linebacker. And then he would shadow whatever receiver goes in motion. You figure a guy like that has to play man. If you are shadowing the guy going in motion, you have to be playing man. Just a thought. Walker Buehler has rehab starts scheduled in AAA Oklahoma City starting next week, according to manager Dave Roberts. He will make at least 3 starts before the Dodgers will consider bringing him back to LA. And as we all know, Buehler's been on the mend. He had Tommy John surgery last year, but it is going to make for an odd scenario for the Dodgers because Buehler is only going to pitch an inning or 2. That's not enough to sit there and go, okay, now we'll have you go 5 and 6 in the majors. That's not going to happen. So the plan is maybe to have him go through the lineup once, the opposing lineup once, then go straight to the bullpen. Roberts was adamant that Buehler will not be a reliever when he returns to LA. The Orange County Register is reporting the Dodgers are likely to promote 2-time Gold Glove winner Colton Wong back to the Bigs. He was with the Mariners earlier this year. Honestly, just couldn't hit a lick. Straight up. Rosters expand today, so we will keep you updated. If I were to hazard a guess, in addition to Wong, I would wager that infielder Miguel Vargas, who started the year at second but he couldn't hang, and starting pitcher Emmett Sheehan could return. Midfielder Julie Ertz, who, to be honest, is way more well-known for winning 2 World Cups with the U.S. women's national team, said she's retiring from both international and club soccer, her club being Angel City FC. She made a comeback after having given birth just last year. She played defense on the team that got bounced early from the Women's World Cup a month ago. As for her time at Angel City, she started 7 matches, she scored once. Speaking of soccer, I too would like to see Lionel Messi play. Inter Miami is going to be in LA to play LAFC on Sunday. Now, I'll be frank. I've been to the Bank or the Stank or the BMO or the Bowel Movement or whatever the hell people want to call that stadium. That's fine. I went to see them play NYCFC. I wanted to see David Villa play. I like David Villa. He scored, by the way. At any rate, if you wanted to see Lionel Messi play on Sunday, the average price for a ticket now is $690. $690. More than 5 times the average that you would see if you were going to an LAFC game and you went to a marketplace to get the ticket. By the way, did I mention something about the rent being too damn high? Patrick Beverley continues his Bitch About the Lakers podcast tour. Because complaining about the Lakers on his own podcast wasn't enough, now he's claiming that if Darvin Ham was only smart enough to start both Beverley and Patrick Westbrook, everything would have been delish. More delicious than the leaves flying into my mouth with this wind. Absolutely sumptuous. It would have been like an Oreo blizzard while your high school crush dances in front of you in lingerie. Here's what he said, quote, "All that beef about Russ, maybe that doesn't happen," he said on Gil's Arena. "I thought it was bad for Russ. He was the heartbeat of the team." Patrick Beverley calling Russell Westbrook the heart of the team and how to solve beef with Russ. Dude, you had beef with Russell Westbrook. Stop it. You are not qualified to tell people how to solve beef. You are the creator of beef. You have so much beef with so many people. If beef were real beef, we would never go hungry in the United States. You create so much beef. 2, maybe Russell Westbrook was the heartbeat of the Lakers. He was the heartbeat of a very bad Lakers team. There's a problem with that. What do you want? You want happy people on the team that's 13th in the Western Conference? There should be problems on a team that's 13th in the Western Conference. And I like Russell Westbrook. By the way, if you were wondering who Gil, since it's Gil's arena, who cares? For all I care, it could be Gil Hodges. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about what the Rams have, both with Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. By the way, sorry for all the win. That's God. God plus science. But anyway, talk to me what you think about the Dodgers and Walker Buehler. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We talk LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.